What would be your advice for youngins coming in when they first get that paycheck? What should they do with it first?
So your question, it depends on what you come from. Like, there's no need for KJ to buy me a house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of parents in a lot of situations, they live vicariously through their kids. So when they make it, we made it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We need this house. It's that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's those pressures that some parents put on their kids, which is unfair.
When you ask white kids, what's the first thing you bought? They've never said anything about buying their parents anything. They're taught to move the money forward, right? So whatever money they get, they're saving. So when they get kids, they can take care of their kids for their kids to take care of their kids. Right. We're taught when we make money, move back.
We gotta take care of our parents.
We gotta take care of our parents. So by the time we all get kids, there's no money left, right? So the life we gave our parents, we can't give our kids. So there's no generational, we can't use the generational wealth because we're moving it back.
Right. And we're taught that.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl Ericka from the Classic Line blog. I want you to do this one really quickly with you guys. As you see from the thumbnail and probably seen from the clip if Peter paid it here or there or after this, I'm not certain. Please stop with the poverty to riches story. I know y'all believe that's still 80-some% of America, but when it comes to sports right now, we are in a different level playing field. Now, I'm going to speak from this past weekend, collegiate sports. I was watching Notre Dame. I'm watching the stories of the kids. I stop what I'm doing and I go to University of Texas. I go to University of Ohio, the Ohio State, bump them, and I look at the roster. Now, let me start with University of Texas. I'm on the roster. 90% of the kids come from well-to-do areas. Now, I don't just mean nice neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods. I'm talking about the wealthiest neighborhoods in America. I'm looking at the cities. Majority of the team is coming from Westlake, our wealthy side of town in Austin, with one of the wealthiest schools that's paid repeated fines for bringing kids from Hawaii. And magically, the kid comes from Hawaii and lives down the street from Westlake and goes to school there. And they keep winning championships. Okay, stuff like that, right? I'm pulling up kids from the wealthiest neighborhoods in Dallas, Texas, the wealthiest neighborhoods in Houston, Texas. And that's just the roster for University of Texas. I go to Notre Dame. The story that they kept playing was the Asian kid that came from China, his parents immigrated. What they didn't tell you, his parents are here, they have businesses, and they are well-to-do. He's playing football for the love of it, but they're well-to-do. They were poor, yeah, but now in a 10-year plus span, they're very wealthy. Majority of the Notre Dame team, very wealthy. Now, they got some farmer boys out there. I'm not going to front. They got some farm kids out there. They got some lower income kids. But what you're playing in school with at this point, at a high collegiate level, is second and third generation and wealthy kids. Now, to Diamond Dave and some of the people point up like, well, they don't have the toughness. They don't have the grit. That's correct. I looked up Georgia school roster list. I looked up some of the Florida school. What school did I look up in Florida? I looked up, maybe was it Miami? Carson Beck probably gonna be one of the wealthiest kids they have on there. But I'm looking up the kids and significant difference, a little bit harsher conditions, still mostly middle class, still mostly decent neighborhoods, still mostly two parents, still most parents listed all over the information on the roster. Easy Google. I think I spent 2 hours, I'm gonna be honest, I spent 2 hours doing this because I was hell-bent on proving something. But I was in an argument on Facebook or somewhere else in a forum, and people were like, yeah, we gotta buy, the kids get pressured to buy their parents a house. And I'm like, the long gone stories of Sheila that got 4, 5, 6 kids, and she working as a CNA, she ain't got no money, and her son going to school, and she's so poor she can't even attend the games. That's a wrap, y'all. That's been a wrap. That storyline has been a wrap for about a good 5 years. I'm gonna give it to COVID. But before that, 1999, when my cousins played football at East Tennessee State and a couple other schools in the eastern southeast region, and then they were getting ready to go play NFL. Yeah, they were the middle class black people. When they were in the room, they're like, Ericka, everybody over here from the projects. I'm the only middle class kid. And he would be hanging with the white boys. He's like, I have nothing in common with him. My uncles who played for NC State in the 80s, 1980s, when I was a baby. Okay? I was a baby in the 80s. Late 80s, I was a baby. And they were talking about how they were playing, and they were like white children, white boys who were so poor, they're like, damn, y'all doing pretty good for N-words. in the 80s. In the 80s, still saying the N-word, okay? At NC State football program. And so I want you to understand, like, it's been changing. You know what I mean? The whole we need grit, we need the country boy. Like right now, look up Coastal Carolina quarterback got arrested. And guess where he's from? Jacksonville, Florida. Super talented out of Florida, but him not being in Florida should have told you everything you needed to know. The kid gets there, he's a freshman. He done already been arrested for drunk driving under the influence, hit somebody in the car, kind of fled the cops, resisting arrest, and he's done. He came out of Jacksonville, Florida, went to Coastal Carolina, some small school. So yes, will your little Jerome, with his bad behavior and cutting up and acting a fool, still be able to get somewhere? For sure. There's still some small coastal school that be like, let's give him a chance. Let's see if we can clean this boy up and put him around some good kids. Right? Let's see if we can put him around some of these Tim Tebow kids and get him right. But guess what? Overwhelmingly, in the next 5 years, they don't have time to groom your kid to act like he has some damn sense. They're going to overwhelmingly pick the kid who's been to the basketball camps, been to the football training camps, been to the quarterback training camps, been on a traveling sports team. They're going to pick those kids. They don't have time to teach Jerome how to speak English. They don't have time for Jerome to not be after hours cutting a fool. I just saw earlier, and I'm trying to think of the school it was in Virginia. Some kids were selling drugs. I'm like, baby, this is the argument. Instead of doing everything you can to figure out your NIL money situation, you out here selling drugs. The mind is a terrible thing to waste, y'all. The mind is a battlefield. Joyce Myers wrote a book, The Mind is the Battlefield. There's a couple books on your mind is a battlefield. What you put in your mind, what you think is normal, what you consistently feed yourself is important. There was a TV show, Survivor's Remorse. And that's more in the basketball lane where more people are like, there's still poor black basketball players. Yes. But look what they just did this past draft. They went and pulled French kids. They went and pulled Australian kids. I was at the summer league with my boo, and I'm telling you, half the kids in there were from other countries. These sports teams don't have time to tell Jerome, act like you got some damn sense and don't be out here cutting up. They don't have time to tell Peter, don't be getting caught smoking meth and hanging out in Kentucky doing crazy stuff. They don't have time. Time is money. They've invested millions of dollars in these kids, and really they don't want to do, unfortunately what I see, they don't want to do development no more. They want you to come to the football team ready to play quarterback tomorrow. They want you to come to the hockey team ready to play tomorrow. They want you to come to the basketball team ready to play tomorrow. If we got to shape you up, go sit in the G League. And we'll see if we can use you in a year or two. But if not, okay. And y'all think it's a joke. Y'all think it's a game. This is why you're going to see these kids sitting in college much longer. This whole NIL thing is a slush fund for the next 10 years. Like, y'all going to be disgusted for the next 10 years. Y'all going to be like, Carson Beck ain't worth $4 million. Tell me, University of Miami went and pulled the basketball twin and pulled her back to Miami with her twin sister, and they in grad school, and she was offered millions. I just left. Our friends went to the game for me instead of using my season tickets, and the Alabama roster was all the same girls except for 5 that were there last year. And when we was at the game, it was nothing but parents, well-to-do parents. It was 1 or 2 parents that were like, I'm so happy to be here for my child, but the rest were like bougie dressed. Oh yeah, we come out of Hoover, Alabama. We come out of this part of Alabama. And I go Google the bad place, Alabama. I'm like, damn, that's a pretty wealthy place. They're not pulling. I mean, one of the girls had a Cane's chicken in a lot of commercial slot all over her Instagram social. I don't think y'all understand how this has changed the game, and they don't have time to convince your son to act like he has sense and play out here. It used to be able to benefit them to probably rob your son a little bit of his money and his time, unfortunately, with unscrupulous agents and, advisors sliding a few pennies their way. But now we don't have time. We need a Archie Manning, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to convince him to stay as long as possible. They're going to convince that kid to stay 2 years, but he's really eligible to go to the NFL next year, right? Not wise, but he's eligible. And so also, all the kids who declared for the draft at University of Texas this year are poor kids. 3 black boys and 1 white boy. They all like, I got to go now. They're like, but you're a junior, you can stay. You can do this, you can do that. They are not willing to trust the NLI system. They need money now. Carlson, that is going to University of Miami to play for the Hurricanes, he's going to make $4 million. He will make more than 9 starting NFL quarterbacks. The development is now. The development is in college football now. When you want to go to the NFL, which is already very few slots, they don't have time to sit here and try to overdevelop. You got to come ready to play. And so the game has changed. It has significantly changed. When I go to Summer League, I see all these kids who, in my opinion, aren't ready. They not ready for NBA. They think they are. They're out here at the G League. They've been signed. Even JR from NC State. Great big guy. But I believe because of how big boy out there in New Orleans, what's his name? Put it in the comments. The big boy from New Orleans Pelicans. Zion. There it is. Zion body issues and composition was, yeah, we want tall, big players, but we'll take them from Europe because they'll be skinny. Let's really go there. All the European players we saw at the NBA Summer League and that I'm seeing on teams now, they're so naturally skinny. They're not Webby skinny. That's a different level skinny, but they're real skinny. So for me to have an American-born hefty boy is tough because only a hefty white boy I see right now is the dude for Denver Nuggets. I'm trying to think of his name. Denver Nuggets hefty white boy. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He's hefty. It is what it is. You need that. That's where the league is going. Super tall, aggressive hefty, right? And so the guy from NC State, he lost I think 60 pounds during the summer league to show, look, I'm slimmed, I'm leaned out, I'm ready to go. And there was no team. Cleveland Cavaliers held him for a little bit and they were like, okay, released. So he was over playing in Korea. So is he gonna make more money in Korea? He gonna make $400,000 in Korea. He gonna make $400,000 a year. I think he makes it next year. He makes $300 this year. But at the end of the day, he not in NBA. So you gotta come ready. You gotta come ready. You gotta come lean, mean, ready to go. And even then, you may not have a slot. So I really want y'all to please let go of these hood stories. Please release us and free us from the 1990s stories y'all like telling us about. Rags to riches, and it's some out there, but the way they're gonna systematically get y'all out the way, y'all don't understand. This is why when I'm so adamant about tech and blue collar and middleman to millions, and at least know something, figure out how to work with the Hispanic people, figure out the trades, figure out how to speak some Spanish, because the shift and the economic transfer that's happening right now, Black Americans, y'all gonna look up and they're gonna be like, oh, another Black American homeless on the street. Like that, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. And this is why you're gonna see a lot of, I'm gonna encourage as many as I can. Like, we saw 2022. We saw that. If you was paying attention, you saw, how money moved around real quick, and people that didn't have knowledge or wasn't really true business people, they lost that money just as fast as they got it. So, that's a whole nother video when I'll talk about influencers. Let me just keep this in NLI right now. But yeah, and so you're going to see moms and dads jumping up to get NLI certified so they can compete and fight for their kids to get the most money, because this time is short. One injury at one of these college games, you're a wrap. You saw what happened to Michigan quarterback. He played all them years. He was a senior. Boom. So injured so poorly. Michigan having to pay somebody $10 million to come play. Because they just saw what happened to the last quarterback. Y'all did not protect him. He can't even go to NFL. He's done. He's officially retired from the sport of football. These kids ain't got time for that. So look, argue with your mammy. Have a great day. I am very much a sports person, but I also am looking at it from a financial perspective of how does this benefit multiple people? How does this benefit the community? How does it benefit others? And I can talk about different ways you make money off sports and ticket resale and games and all kind of stuff, but that's a whole nother conversation. So this your girl Ericka. Don't forget to catch us in the funding bundle training at the end of the month. New techniques, new things that we've learned on the credit markets, and I always want you to learn how to do it yourself before you pay somebody. If you learn how to do it yourself, then you know the steps and you know if somebody's overcharging you, undercharging you, or taking advantage of you. Because a lot of people think, well, I'm just going to pay for credit repair and it's going to magically go away. Everything magically goes away. What is that person doing to your report? You need to know. And you need to do it enough for yourself. So we'll have videos. We'll have some type of video where you can see testimonials from multiple students on our previous year's training. So, but you get all access to the previous trainings and everything inside from previous years. And so we look forward to seeing you there January 31st, I think is the date. So, all right, you guys, this is your girl Ericka, Classic on Blog.
Do you want to learn how to buy tax liens for less than $1,000 and get that immediate ROI return on your money? Come on over, hop into the free training. Listen, my name is Ericka Williams, author of the Classic Climb blog. I'm a 6-figure YouTuber, got $2 million in portfolio that I manage. But listen, I'm gonna show you how you can get in to tax liens, sometimes for $400, $500, $1,000. Several of my students have immediately turned around and sold their properties, sold their vacant lots, and gotten their money 10x return. Look, don't take my word on it. Come on over, hop into the free training. No cost to you. Show you students, testimonials. Listen, I want you to get ahead this year, whether you work with me or not. But a lot of you are asking, how can I build my real estate portfolio? How can I make more money? How can I grow? But I only got a little bit of dough. Hey, let's get cracking. Let's work together. Hop into the free training and let me show you. This is your girl Ericka. Later.
Hi, my name is David W. Williams, and I'm the founder of the highest paid part-time job in the world, Options Trading Academy. Now, you may be asking this question: why should you want to learn from me and the highest paid part-time job in the world, Options Trading Academy? That answer is going to be relatively simple. Over the past 4 years, we've helped hundreds of people get the life that they desire by showing them how to leverage the options market as an options trader. Now, one of the biggest things that we've done is we've shown people how to make more money to supplement their income. We've taught this to teachers, policemen, firemen, drivers, homemakers, and even a pharmacist. Another really important thing that we've been able to do for hundreds of people is show them how to get their time back. Many people have been able to homeschool their children. They've been able to spend more time with their family because they become successful options traders. You may be asking yourself, do I need to quit my job to learn how to trade? No, you do not. We do not specifically only teach day trading. We can teach you how to trade on a long time frame, on a short time frame, and we can also teach you how to make money when the market goes up and also when the market goes down. You may have this question: do I get support after the sale? Yes, you do. We have the #1 trading community called the Stock Market Sharks. You become a member of that community after you purchase the course. And the benefit of being a member of that community is you get access and you get to communicate with other traders, and it puts you in a position to become successful faster because of your access to the community. Now, our success is threefold. It's based on 3 very powerful elements. You're gonna have the education, you're gonna have the consistency, and you're gonna have the community. And when you combine all of those together, it creates a very, very powerful combination that puts students in the best position to be successful. So what I want to encourage you to do is say yes to the VIP course, say yes to your future, and purchase the VIP course today.
Listen, people are going to spend the next 4 years complaining about Donald Trump. I suggest you don't. I suggest you figure out what's your assignment. I suggest you figure out what are ways you can increase your income because the country's changing. Many states are going to start having no state income tax because they're trying to entice seniors and retirees and young people to come to their state. Why? Because overall taxes are going to go up. That just is a given. Now, how can you fight that? You can fight that through business ownership, investment, or other types of ownership. I know the average person says, Ericka, I just don't want to be a landlord. It's too tedious. And I go, hey, paper assets may be your best friend. Coaching may be your best friend. Micro groups may be your best friend. Figure out where you're going to get in this process. I've actually been able to build 2 different brands, online e-commerce, putting products on Amazon. That would never be in my cards a couple years ago until recently, until I started reaching out and putting products on TikTok. I'm not a TikTok user. I don't go on TikTok like that, but I actually have products through my TikTok shop, and I also put those products on Amazon. Why did that happen? Because I realized the economy was changing. Things were changing, things were growing, and people are going to spend the next 4 years being mad about Donald Trump instead of figuring out, how can I invest in stocks better? How can I invest for my retirement? How can I have properties other than just being a landlord if I don't want to do that? What are some paper opportunity investments that I can make? Not just crypto either. So listen, this is your girl Ericka from the Classic on Blog. Definitely check out more information at Digital Liberty Warriors. I'm out here on the beach with my family in a 30-bedroom beach house. Why? Because it's one of the best times for us to come together, plan, storm, and brainstorm what we're going to do for the next year, all the way to the next 4 years. Listen, you guys are going to see a lot of changes. Be prepared for them. Don't complain. Don't cry. Don't be upset about the president. Figure out what you're going to do to make your family healthy and strong in this economy.